We have a full range of spices from hot to not.
Bill wanted to do the pinup girl, which I love the idea. You look at a pinup girl, she's not this skinny girl who doesn't eat. She's proud of her body. So that's what we made her.
We want you to eat healthy, we want you to eat tasty, and we want you to be able to cook at home. And when you eat what you've cooked at home, it should taste as if you paid for it at a restaurant. We're sugar-free, we're fairly low sodium, gluten-free, no MSG, no GMOs, and no fillers.
We give back a lot. Like, we give back a ton. Hey, it's the American way, right?
My name is Bill Domans, and I'm the owner of Corspice.
I think we've always been a family who gets together around food. Like we'll start something on the stove. Everybody walks up, tastes it, and adds something and walks away. Adds something, walks away.
So all these barbecues we'd do, and people would come over and take a bag of spice home or bring their empty jars and fill them up. Son's godfather was here in town one day and for the weekend, and after one of these, we were having cocktails, cleaning up, and he was at the edge of the bar and slammed his hands down and said, "That's it, you're not giving that stuff away no more." We went to bed. I didn't think anything of it, and then in the morning, he was already talking to the wife again by the time I got downstairs about it. Joined the Marine Corps. Then in boot camp, they decided I was going to be a helicopter mechanic. It was pretty fun. Experimental stuff, but you know, back then we were also cooking in your shaving dish. So we were able to acquire a couple of cans of chili here and there. We figured out certain concoctions that would work with the MREs to get a pseudo chili effect. It was good enough, we'd make big bowls of it. And we were horse trading for different MRE packages just so we could make our chili stew, whatever you want to call it. We have a full range of spices from hot to not, and if you like it hot, you got A3. It's good on anything, anywhere, anytime. And we have blackened ops, a little Cajun based. Our next closest hot one would be Little Heat, Little Sweet.
We have a daughter who's got an autoimmune, so we have to be careful about how we all eat in the house.
We're sugar-free, we're fairly low sodium, gluten-free, no MSG, no GMOs, and no fillers.
When we started creating the spices, we wanted to make sure that we didn't put anything that doesn't belong in there. As we went on and on, it was like, okay, well, if we're gonna do this, we have to give back. Like if we're lucky enough to be able to start a business and keep it sustaining itself, we need to give back. Bill is a veteran, and as he said, his life has changed over the course of us owning this business. Why wouldn't we do the same for the veteran community?
Finding out how many guys have issues after they exit. And then we met Canine for Vets. Last year, I think we sponsored 1 or 2 dogs. We just gave away another one.
We created hot sauce bottles specifically for Canine for Veterans that we gave $4 per bottle back. Just off of one season, I think we might have given them like $8,000 or $9,000.
The whole world is different. Not just for me, but everybody that lives here and everybody I work with as well. If it wasn't for this, that wouldn't have happened. So that's just phenomenal.
Welcome to Homefront Sit Rep. I hope you're in for a great show today, because I'm just a veteran talking about what's on my mind and maybe yours.
You can find Homefront Sit Rep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can also check out Homefront Sit Rep's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a Sunday edition of Homefront Sit Rep. How is everybody? Rick, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great today, Willis. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing all right. I can't complain. The weekend kind of flew by, though. Man, I got off work Friday, and then yesterday I was doing a DJ gig for a 16-year-old. It was her 16th birthday, and today just went by pretty fast. Man, I can't complain. So, how was your week last week?
Had a good week. Yeah, really good week. Things moving right along.
Yeah, I hear you, man. So, if you don't know Rick hosts the podcast called Beast Mode with Russ and Rick. It's a local podcast here to my hometown. He's also a Army veteran. His son, is it Jared?
Jared, yes.
Jared's in the Army right now, currently serving where?
He is stationed at Fort Riley, Kansas, but they are currently deployed to somewhere in Eastern Europe.
Nice. And Rick himself is a veteran. He was in the Army. We won't hold that against him. With me being a Marine, he's already cracked a couple jokes already about eating some crowns and stuff. So
And I've got more coming. Don't worry. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. But anyway, we're in for a great show, man. What's up, Michael? How are you, sir? I want to say welcome to Rich LaMonica. He says great product. And then Michael says, good evening, everybody. So Michael's watching us from Wheeling, West Virginia. He is a road captain with the Patriot Guard up in Wheeling, West Virginia. And there's Doc. What's up, Doc? But anyway, we're in for a great show, guys. We're going to bring in the owner and the founder of Corspice, Premium Spice Company. Let's welcome to the stage Mr. Bill. How are you, sir?
Pretty good. Yourselves?
Man, we're doing great. How was your weekend?
As you said, fast.
Aren't they all?
It does go by pretty fast. I mean, we're already in February. I got a daughter who's turning 17 on the 23rd. It's just going by too fast, man. Life is going by too fast.
Oh, yeah. And as they get older, it goes faster.
It does. It only speeds up.
Yeah. All right. So, Mr. Bill, let's tell our listeners a little bit about yourself, your backstory before you got to where you are now.
Where you want to begin?
I start at the end of high school into your military journey and go from there, and where you're from and all that good jazz.
Well, end of high school was limp, lame, lazy, and crazy, and then kind of standing in front of somebody telling you got to go do something different. And neighbor stopped by the house, rang the bell. He was looking for my brother to do some powerlifting because they were both into bodybuilding at the time, and he was home on leave because he'd got recruiter's assistance. So he showed up, and we just kind of hemmed and hawed for a few minutes. And I said, all right, so how do I go? And he's like, you don't want to go. And I'm like, no, I need to get out of Dodge. So he, a couple more conversations later, and almost a failed ASVAB, and off I went. So
Nice.
We were pre-partying that I was going so hard that I almost failed the ASVAB because I thought it was the following week. It wasn't.
Man.
My son did a similar thing. He almost failed the first time.
So that's
you know what? They made him a helicopter mechanic too.
Well, that means he probably had to retake the test too and boot.
He did. He did indeed.
Yeah. So, and then they made me take it a third time because I went from like plus 3 points of passing to minus 3 points of being 100%. And then they make you take it again. And what's going on here? What you're a rock, and then all of a sudden you're a rocket scientist. What's going on?
Did you cheat?
You're like, yeah, because that's what they assume, right? And I'm like, yeah, I had somebody almost fail for me, please, right?
Oh man,
I really wanted to be an 0311, so which is what I went in for. That's what I wanted.
I was 0311.
I know.
Of course, I'm the dumbass because I scored really high on my ASVAB, but the recruiter's like, "What do you want to do in the Marines?" I'm like, just put me with the grunts. And lo and behold, that's where I went. I was hanging out with the grunts.
Yeah, so I'm guessing the difference is you only got the 8 box of crowns, and then Bill here got the 64 box. Is that what it was?
Yes.
More variety.
Yeah. Well, that, and I actually passed the colorblind test too. So
Nice. So let's talk about a little bit about your company, Corspice here. So you got a whole wide variety of spices. Now, this all started back when you were in the Marine Corps, and then when you got out of the Marine Corps, how did it transpire into what it is now?
Really, really long story short is if you don't like your food, you got to figure out a way to fix it. And obviously, anybody in the suck doesn't like the food, so you find a way to fix it, be it a bottle of hot sauce or whatever. Um, and then after I got out, me and the wife took a trip. I think it was Springfield, Illinois. She had to do a test for some certification down in Springfield, and poking around in the old yellow pages at the time, because you couldn't Google shit back then.
Right.
So
What's Google?
find out there's a nice Cajun restaurant at the top of the Hilton or wherever it was, and they had imported the chef from Louisiana. I said, well, we got to go check that out. We went up there. I got the catfish. She got a New York strip blackened, and she only let me have one bite. She ate the whole damn thing.
Right.
But I got one bite, and from that one bite, I tried to figure out how to make blackened steak for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And then that's how Blackened Ops came about. That was really the first thing we ever created from scratch to try and mimic something else. The only thing we did for the masses was we toned it down a bit, because not everybody wants to sweat while they eat like I do. So, but that was one of the first ones that people would start asking for when we would have barbecues or whatever. They'd want to take some home and do their own stuff and whatever. And that was always the case with private pork was similar. They always wanted to take some of that home because it's Italian based. You could use it on just about anything, salad dressings to pork to meatballs to red sauce, whatever you want to do. And then we just keep playing around with other stuff. And then, like the little intro said, my son's godfather was like, we're not giving this shit away anymore. You're going to sell it. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And I went to bed. Got up in the morning, and him and the wife were talking about it again. And by that afternoon, we had come up with the name Corspice and a couple other ideas. We had a sketched out piece of paper or a napkin, whatever it was, with a girl sitting on a spice bottle instead of a bomb. And off to the races it was. So
when you first started, when you were, first starting the company, and then how did you go about getting into, like, say, Walmart and other places like that, or have you expanded into that area or whatnot?
no, we haven't expanded into anything other than some like niche shops. Like local army guy that does coffee here. We sell out of his storefront. Some other little spice places here and there. We're in some of the hardware stores around town that do the veteran sections. But we're not looking to be in the Walmart, because there's no way I could compete with Walmart. Everything in Walmart is made and manufactured in China and then brought here. So that $2 bottle of spice is literally just salt and sugar with some other flavored stuff in it. And don't get me wrong, it's delicious, but it's not healthy.
Right.
But it is delicious. So we went the other route, and it was all a fluke at first. Was we happen to be gluten-free, no GMOs, celiac friendly. Our daughter's godmother has celiac, so she was always our guinea pig for testing new versions and stuff. And we wound up with a odd following just from that alone, not just because we're veteran owned and giving back as well. So everything we've created from the original 3 forward, including we're doing some pulled pork seasoning and brisket seasoning and stuff for the smoker specifically. But we had to do a lot of tweaking because it's still sugar free. So we're using honey instead. And now it's pretty much spot on now. But now we're just trying to get things rolling again after the season. We had kind of a bad year last year at the end with some family stuff. We lost our godson. One of her cousins lost her son. It was just not a fun Christmas time. So now we're looking forward to a better year and just trying to get things rolling again, because we didn't do a lot of shows because we had so many family events going on. We didn't sell anything all through December and November.
Man. So what kind of shows do you go to? Like trade shows, or what kind of
farmers markets, trade shows? The boss does all that. She just tells me where I got to be and where to unload and load. So
nice.
Some of them are indoors, some are outdoors. Sometimes you're freezing, sometimes you're sweating. It's kind of like being in again, being told where to go and when you got to be there and what to set up and what not to. And why didn't you bring that?
Yeah,
We need it.
Still got that hurry up and wait mentality.
Oh
yeah. Sometimes a family-run business can be like that. I mean, you get the whole family involved. It's great. You get to spend time together, but then you get to spend time together when you get home too. And so, does that get to be too much sometimes?
It really was. We were tooth and nail for a while there, and then we took a step back, and I said, all right, time out. I'm good at creativity. I'm not good at business because, we just want to blow shit up and then have fun. Right? So start fire, cook meat, make taste good, and then move on. Why do I have to run a business to do that? So she took over the business sense of it and does all the marketing and everything else. And that's how we've found so many other veteran companies and other things. It has nothing to do with me because I still have a full-time day job. I moonlight in IT as well, and this and that. And so, and then I'm doing Corspice when I'm told to as well. So
nice. Well, I'll tell you somebody that you might want to reach out to is Adam Bird with Heroes Media Group. He has he has Heroes Media Group, and he has Heroes Beverage Group as well. But he helps veterans in the sense of helping with grow their business. So it might be somebody that you might want to look into and see how he could help you guys. He's a really great guy. And he'll help promote your product and stuff. And he's got a huge following of people. And he might be somebody you might want to look into. Maybe it just depends on what you're looking for, honestly.
Oh no, I'm game for anything. But when I call these people, I go, I need help. Hang on, Amber.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So what we could do when we get offline, I'll send you my phone number, and I'll get you and Adam connected via that way. And
awesome.
That way, that's kind of what we do on this podcast is we bring on veteran service organizations from around the world or around the country. And then we also bring in veteran business owners as well. And what I like to do is get everybody connected and be kind of like that junction in between, because I know this person that you might not know. So why not connect you guys together? It's all in the sense of, what's the word I'm looking here? Lost train of thought there, but it's all about helping each other. It's sharing the wealth around, basically. And that's kind of what we do on this podcast is, if somebody's down in Florida that runs a veteran service organization and there's a veteran in Montana that needs help, they might be able to help each other. So that's kind of what we do.
Sure.
So your logo, how did the logo come about? I mean, I know you were sketching it on a piece of paper and stuff, but with the pinup girl, and how did all that come about?
Well, we really like the pinup girl idea to start with. And then when I had an artist first do the rendition, she was like, the wife was like, no. Let me talk to this guy. So then all of a sudden the bust got bigger, the hips got bigger, the hair got longer, she got more spicy, she got more voluptuous. So it was all the final product was all the wife's doing it. I just kickstarted the idea. So
nice.
Am I right in saying your wife is a redhead? And is that why
yes, sir?
Girl's a redhead?
That she says no, but I'm pretty sure that's why.
Oh, yeah. and then if you notice the color of her clothing, it's blue and red. You got the red down the center for the blood stripe, the blue for the dress blues. So
all coincidences, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
sure.
Totally.
It's just a quinky dink.
Right.
So you're primarily basically an online company. So people can go to your website. And what's the turnaround like? So if I placed an order right now, what's the turnaround?
We have everything in stock 99% of the time. So she usually gets stuff out the following day. So if you ordered Friday, we will go on a Saturday and do the UPS run. But so, if she winds up with 30 orders, which has happened every now and again, especially after events like this, we'll get a flood of orders. And then she's downstairs filling boxes and all of that good stuff. And then I get yelled at to take it to the store and drop it off. So
Nice. I like the fact that you are gluten free, you're sugar free. I just recently, the doctor said I was right on the verge of being diabetic. So like my A1C was 7.1, so I'm right there on that cusp of that. And I love to eat, and you can ask Rick. I like brisket. I love steaks. I love it. So I'm definitely going to be putting an order in for some product because I want to try it out. Because if it's going to help me with keeping my sugar under control and stuff like that, then I'm all for it. So I'm definitely going to have to place an order. So
cool.
and
We'll
hopefully,
hook you up.
awesome. I love it. I love it. And I'm hoping that my people that are watching and everything, they order your product. Like Rich up here at the top, he said it was a great product. So I'm assuming he's probably already tried it. He's an Army veteran. He hosts a podcast called the Misfit Nation. So he's one of the guys that I collab with. So we'll definitely get you hooked up with him as well, be on his podcast. And there's another one out in Texas called Triple Threat Vets Podcast. I collab with them as well, so I'm going to pass your information on to them, and I'm sure they're going to be reaching out and have you on their platforms as well. So I'm definitely excited about that, just so I can help you get the name of your business out there. So
Awesome. I appreciate it.
Hey, you're very welcome. So so you were in the Marine Corps in the early, so you were in Old Corps, what everybody said was the Old Corps, because it was, like I said, I joined in 97. I was from 97 to 01, got out right before 9/11 happened, and then got recalled back in right after 9/11. And, a lot of the guys that were older than I was, the sergeants and the staff sergeants, they're like, you guys don't even know how easy you got it, and that's like, yeah, because I was a boot, So tell us a little
Everybody
bit.
has it easy.
Yeah. Well, especially now, Marine Corps is totally different now than it was back then. So,
Oh yeah.
so you were a helicopter pilot. So what helicopters did you work on? Or not?
Mechanic, crew chief, door gunner, CH-53s, alphas and deltas, the stuff from Vietnam.
Nice.
Nice. So
that's
I think
the ones
our,
that
hydraulics. Our oldest plane was like, no, if it ain't leaking, it's empty. That's when you got a problem.
I love it. I love that. So I flew in the 53s and the 43s.
46.
46s. That's
the egg beater.
Yeah. Those were fun. Like I did a lot of fast roping out of them and stuff like that, and had a great time doing it. But now I wish I learned how to land a little bit better when I was fast roping out of them. So
you didn't notice it,
but when you're
now, huh?
When you're 18, 20, you're indestructible. So that's why they abuse the shit out of us.
Oh yeah. And now going to the VA, it's like, well, that's not service related. I'm like, how is it not service related? Just because I didn't report it while I was in, it's not service related.
I was grounded from flying for like almost an entire month because of my hearing loss. And they say that my tinnitus is not from working on planes and being on the flight line.
Oh, really? So what could it be from?
They said I must ride motorcycles or go to the range. That was what the one lady that checked my hearing said. I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, that's crazy. So like with me, with being 0311, I was, infantry. So I was always around gunfire, plus being, in the, when we did our, helicopter movement and stuff like that as well. Well, when I went to the VA, and they're like, well, your tetanitis is because you were 0311, you were infantry, is one of those that was guaranteed to say that tetanitis is service related. So it's funny because you're around a loud engine the whole time. Now, granted, you're supposed to wear earplugs.
Well, we wore earplugs and we had our headsets on.
Yeah.
So I must have touched something. It started talking to me. Wanted me to open up my Alexa app and try again.
Oh, that's not fun.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's Big Brother listening to you.
Yeah, now my headphones are going to order shit.
You're going to order your own product,
right?
So tell us, you mentioned a new flavor coming along. You got anything else in the hopper that you're working on?
We actually have about 7 more that we actually went to the mixologist guy, I call him. We started off with one company mixing our products for the first 3, and they literally, from the time we signed off on it to what they bottled, was 2 different things. So they added like probably 30% more salt just to fill the bottle. They didn't, and then when we were trying them to get A3 out was when we realized what was happening.
Yeah.
Because I sent them everything they needed to assemble A3 from scratch, as well as a sample of it already mixed. And then when they sent it back, the color was different. You could tell it was a ton of salt, and none of the flavor was there. And they're like, yeah, but it has the same heat profile. I'm like, that's not what we were going for.
Right.
So I did some searching around, and I found this gentleman out of Colorado that literally, once I talked to him, he goes, look, if I don't have it and that's what your recipe requires, I will get it. However, if you get anything from China, I will not help you, because he does not import any spices from China. He will import stuff from Asia and Mexico and South America and anywhere else, but he refuses to bring anything in from China.
I like this guy.
Yeah, I do too.
So yeah, so do I. And so we go out there with our recipes, and we actually hang out for the day, mix them all up, validate them again, tweak them here or there for mass production. And then we go back to the drawing board, and he gives us the quotes, and then we sit around hoping to sell a lot of products so we can get some more product on the shelf.
Right.
So, and that's where we're at now. So we got like 7 already cooked, ready to roll. We just need labels, bottles, and the fundage to kick them off again.
Nice.
So,
Nice. I love it. I love it. So I just don't understand, if you sent them everything that you wanted to be in your product, and then why would they change something that that you sent them and then think it would be okay? I just don't understand that.
I didn't know this, but if you like salt, sugar, garlic, onion, paprika, cayenne, and maybe a handful of others, that's like what most spice companies use and nothing else. So when you start using some weird stuff out of the box, you're looking for a unique flavor like A3 is. We got something in there called Urfa Biber, which is kind of like a chocolatey tobacco tasting with a little bit of heat, and it adds to the flavor. It's not the pronounced flavor in there, but it adds to it. And that was one of the things that was missing, because they didn't want to buy it to mix it, because their vendors, whoever their suppliers are, doesn't carry it. Where this was the first one I asked about with the new guy, and he went, "Oh yeah, I have that on the shelf all day."
Nice.
Perfect. So yeah,
Nice.
it's the manufacturing type thing where you're getting what you're paying for.
Yeah.
So they didn't have us the first round. They didn't have us come down and sample anything or work with them. They just mixed stuff and shipped it back to us, and had us sign off on it, which meant we had no idea what was actually the ratios in comparison to what we said were the ratios. Whereas now I mimic everything my new guy does. I have the same scale he does. I use his seasonings. I don't use anything else. So I know that whatever I mix, we can replicate at his house.
Just on a larger scale.
Yeah.
Right.
I like it.
Well, he's in Colorado. You got to be careful what he might use as filler. I mean, they have a lot of green stuff growing out there and being sold. So you just be careful, unless you maybe want to add that in a spice at some point.
Well, in Illinois, it's legal now too. So
there you go.
we've talked about doing a CBD version, but I'm like, it just cooks off anyway. So
yeah.
You open yourself to a whole new market, though.
Yeah, and probably a whole new tax bracket.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you would be definitely in a different tax bracket. Sorry, my other laptop here where I'm watching is going crazy. So Corspice, I had a thought and I lost it. Yeah.
So let me just go ahead and ask this real quick. Being an Army veteran and all, and I'm asking for Willis's sake, which one makes the crowns taste better?
Which color?
Good answer.
I like the red ones.
I
What's your
don't mind the
favorite
blue
food?
ones every now and again because they say there's no true blue food, but there's blue crayons.
There you go.
True, true. So they got Crayola's coming out with an alcoholic beverage that's Crayola. Like it's supposed to be different, like crown colors and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't drink very much anymore. Very rarely do I partake in the liquid courage anymore. But yeah, it is what it is.
Well,
Um,
it's one of those that, as a jarhead, you'll have to sample it at least.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely. We just got to find it here locally. If I can find it, I might have to order it offline and have it shipped to the house or something. I don't know yet.
That should be your new photo, you with the bottle with the Crayola on it. Your new photo for your podcast.
For the podcast,
Yeah,
yeah, have it in the background.
that's right.
So did you like how I played the commercial at the beginning before I brought you on?
Oh, that was cool. I didn't. I. The funny thing was, is we shot that commercial, and it was going to air like I don't know 6-7 days later or whatever, and we had it marked in our calendar and all this other stuff, and we got busy and we were at the running errands, whatever. We get home, we start making lunch and whatever, and all of a sudden, our phones are blowing up with all these orders and questions and this and that. And she's like, "What the hell's going on? What's going on today? That everybody wants something." Blah. And I'm like, "Oh shit, we missed it."
Yeah.
So it was already out for 2 weeks before we even saw it.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, I happened to. So that's something new that I'm going to plan on doing with the podcast. Is anytime I bring, like a business or a veteran service organization, if they have a commercial, I'm going to play it at the beginning before I do my intro. So I thought it was pretty neat to, that to first see the commercial and then see what you guys were about. And then we ain't even touched what we're getting ready to touch with how you give back to the community. But I think it was pretty neat. So it gives people an idea of what we're going to be talking about during the podcast. So now you guys give back to the community, and you look for veteran service organizations that are near and dear to what you and your family are you care about a lot. So when you sell a product, a percentage goes to what veteran service organization?
Typically, we're Canine for Vets and Support Over Stigma. And we're looking at doing some specific shows this summer. And we're going to try and target veteran, like all the veteran groups like you're doing, get everybody who's selling coffee, woodworking, whatever they got, pull everybody together, get them in front of one of the local breweries, do the whole thing and have everybody give, whatever they can, 2%, 10%, whatever you can. And we'll pick an organization and sponsor them for that event.
Nice.
She has a couple ideas already. She tells me about 10 of them a day, so I couldn't tell you which one we're talking about now. So just have to stay tuned on the website and she'll post it and we'll post it all over all over the media and see if we can't get everybody drummed up and out there.
Nice, nice. I was getting ready to ask. So when people go look for you guys, so on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, is it listed as Corspice all over?
Yeah.
Nice. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So,
We initially did it as Corspice, like the Marine Corps, but then we
Mhm.
realized it was Dead Spice.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You got any more Marine jokes?
Let me think.
'Cause
I
know
mean,
you-
they usually come just fly into my head. I can't think of any right
That's
this
good.
second.
I'm shocked he didn't turn to you and go, "Do you want to smell this?"
Oh, nice.
So I do have one. This is more of a story, but you said you used to mix up MREs and you came up with something like chili. I've got to know. Can you give me an idea of what went into that? Because we've all been sitting around trading MREs. Nobody that I know of ever thought to mix a couple together.
Well, for starters, also though, the MREs we had aren't what you had.
Oh, I was in about the same time as you were.
So like the best ones you could get were the pork and the beef patties.
Yes.
Crumble them up. If you got a can of beans or a can of chili, and then whatever hot sauce anyone had,
Right.
every salt packet. We even did it back then. Sometimes we'd throw the and I never really.
Uh-oh.
We lost him. I don't know what happened.
I don't either.
He must have hit the wrong button. So he probably had you had the dark brown MREs, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
dark brown. Yep.
that's what I had as well. And then right at the end, that's when they started. Yeah, I don't know what happened though. He disappeared. Hopefully he'll come right back. Oh,
There he is.
How about that?
There we go.
Oh.
You must have hit
All
the
right.
wrong button or something.
Oh, I probably looked at my keyboard and it said, you know what? Let's do something fun.
So
yeah,
going back to the MREs, the chili.
and it was never the same thing twice,
Right.
because it was all what you ever had on hand that day or week or whatever. And I mean, sometimes we would just save certain ones for the end of the week to get a good pot going.
Yeah.
We'd steal stuff from the chow hall if you could.
Right.
But whatever. Everything was fair game to throw in there. So what did we call it? Drunken Donuts, because you could go in there and get donuts and beer and pizza. It was a trailer, and then next to it was a like little PXC trailer.
Mhm.
And every now and again, they'd have cans of Hormel chili. So you'd buy one or two and use that as your base to really get it kicked up a notch for flavor, which was literally all salt. But
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
when that's all you got, it's delicious. So
Yeah, especially when
you have real chili, and then you go, what the hell were we eating?
Right.
What's going on, Al? That's my buddy Al from Triple Threat Vets podcast. He's one of the hosts. But no, so you had the dark brown MREs, right? That's the same ones I had.
Just one step above sea rats.
Yeah. Now, did you ever partake in the cold weather ones, the white ones? You know what I'm talking about? No, you never had those. So when we were in Bridgeport, California, doing our cold weather training, we had the 2 package white ones. They were packaged together. For one, you're in the cold weather, so you had to intake more calories and stuff like that, just so you don't get wore out as easily. But they had the 2 white ones, and they had some like chicken a la king, and they had some decent ones. They wasn't great. But I had a friend who was his MOS was a cook in the Marine Corps, so I would always get with him and be like, hey, I need some spices. So he would sneak me some spices out and stuff. So we always had spices to add into our MREs. So
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it was fun.
Anything you could doctor it up with.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then they did away with the cook MOS in the Marine Corps. And I was like, what the heck, man? So then it went civilian, and I didn't know anybody over there to get spices from anymore. So but now they moved right at the end. They moved from the dark brown MREs to the tan MREs. And they had some pretty decent ones in the tan ones. Now, granted, it's an MRE, it's not supposed to taste perfect. But they had some that were pretty okay. Like you had your Tabasco in there, maybe a little bit of salt and pepper, and you always wanted to keep extra. Like if you didn't use it on one of your MREs, you always kept extra just so you could have it.
That's what the cargo pockets were for in your BDU pants.
Yes,
that's what the cargo pockets were for.
Yeah. So no, I'm definitely excited to try your product. I'm gonna have to probably go online here in a little while and order some because I love cooking on the grill or the flat top, and cooking steaks. I definitely want to try stuff that make for the sugar, no sugar added and stuff like that. So I'm definitely excited to try the product. And then I'll have to give you a great review or a bad review depending on how it is.
Hey, and if you overcook that steak, that's not on us.
No. If there ain't red juice flown out of it, then it's wrong. If you kill it, then it ain't good. So it's got to be juicy and red in the middle.
That's right.
I can't. People who cook their steak well done, they should be shipped off to New Zealand or Australia somewhere because it just ain't right. It just ain't right.
Or just they go to India where you can't eat cow anyway.
True. Definitely, I would agree with that. So, man, it's been our pleasure. So before I let you go, tell people how they can get in touch with you and order your products and stuff like that.
You can hit us up on Facebook, website, corspice.com. I know she's got some other things. I think we're on GovX and a couple other sites such as, but I don't know. Just go to Corspice.com and get some.
Yeah, just
All right.
just go with Google. Go to Google and type in Corspice and then follow the links and get some product. And if you're out there and you're watching and you try the product, come back to this podcast, type in the comments if you liked it or if you didn't like it, whatever. Definitely. So, Bill, it's been our pleasure. Semper Fi, and
Semper Fi.
I will get you connected with, like I said, Triple Threat Bet Podcast, Misfit Nation, and then I'm also going to get you connected with Adam from Heroes Media Group. So if I can help you in any way, I'm going to. So that's the plan.
Appreciate it. I have one question for Rick.
Okay.
Do you know what Army stands for?
Well, we always said Uncle Sam ain't released me yet.
We refer to it as ain't ready for Marines yet.
Yeah, I say aren't really Marines yet. That's what I say. But Bill, it's been our pleasure to have you on here, my friend.
Appreciate it, guys.
You're
Thank you very much.
And we'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right.
Awesome.
All right, buddy. Bye. How cool was that, Rick?
That was great. He's a great dude. I like him a lot, and I can't wait to try his products.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go online and order some of his product, especially, pork, beef. I don't eat much fish, so I'm definitely going to try to get, some of those products there and try it because for one, like I said, with being pre-diabetic and, his product being sugar-free, gluten-free, non-GMOs, I'm definitely excited to try it and see because I'm always looking for the next best spice.
Well, and not only that, but 90% of the population is walking around with high blood pressure or just dehydrated.
Yeah.
So too much salt is bad for that. So
yeah, salt free. I mean,
That's
I
right.
love it. No, it's definitely a product that I think that might be a new rotation in the house.
absolutely. Yeah.
Just for the simple fact, I got a whole cabinet up there that's full of spices, and like you said, a lot of them are lots of sugar, lots of salt, and so I've been trying to keep it to a minimum what I add to to my food when I cook it. So it is what it is. So
Yep.
but anyway, let's pay the bills real quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this commercial. So we got actually a new one on here too tonight. Veterans Mortgage Solutions. So if you're looking to buy a house, there's a Veterans Mortgage Solutions. You can go there. We also got Your Six Culture, Same Flag, Same Oath.com, which is a shirt company. They make amazing products. I can't wait to do our co-branded shirt with these guys. And then if you're in the music industry, check out talontalents.com or Louisville Local Entertainment.
Owner of Talon Talent.
What is it doing?
Owner of Talon Talents here, and I just want to say that we are ecstatic to be a major sponsor of Homefront Sit Rep, a community that is ran by veterans and made for veterans. So thank you for tuning in. Talon Talents was formed in order to create a music scene that was together in the form of a collective so that no one has to do everything on their own. And guess what? We've been doing this for free for over a year. So please go and check out Talon Talents through Facebook or through our official website at www.talontalents.com. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you again for tuning in to Homefront Sit Rep, a veteran-owned and operated podcast just for you.
My name's Rick Ames. I own Louisville Local Entertainment, a company for music shows, promotions, and bookings in the Louisville music scene. As a veteran, it's my honor to support and sponsor local veteran-owned businesses such as Homefront Sit Rep, made by veterans for veterans. So if you're in the music business and need some help booking or promoting a show for free, look me up. Louisville Local Entertainment. And thanks for tuning in to Homefront Sit Rep.
Gear up in style wearing Got Your Six apparel. Every purchase makes a difference. It's more than just clothing, it's a statement of gratitude. Upgrade without breaking the bank. Discover cost-effective, high-quality clothing made in the USA. Each shirt is handcrafted by our team in the great state of Texas and shipped for free to your front door. Got Your Six is where quality meets purpose. We're a small veteran-owned business that takes pride in the mission and the value of our products. Join us in growing a community, supporting our heroes, veterans, and first responders by wearing a custom design.
I thought you'd never ask.
Visit sameflagsameoath.com and use the code TRIPLETHREAT for 10% off. Follow us on all social media platforms for any upcoming releases or events, and you can reach out to us with questions anytime. We are here to support our brothers and sisters.
Hey guys, Mac Verdi here with Veteran Mortgage Solutions. As rates are dropping, home values are going to start to go up. It's time to start looking if you're looking to purchase a home. That being said, we are an all-military veteran loan officer team. We know the ins and outs of the VA home loan. We are considered the experts in this field. Give us a call today. Go to our website, veteranmortgagesolutions.com. Fill out my quick form. I'll give you $500 off towards closing costs. Have a great day.
And we're back, guys. I just put the link to the website there in the chat. So it's Corspice.com. You can go there and order products from Corspice and check them out, man. Let me know what you think. Rick, it's been a pleasure with having you here tonight. You're going to be back tomorrow for our Team Rubicon.
Absolutely.
I'm excited about that one too. Definitely, guys, go out there, support veteran-owned business, Corspice. Go to corspice.com. Marine Corps veteran, go out there and support your veteran-owned businesses. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to support each other. So go out there, check them out, order the product, help them out, guys. And like I say, always, Rick, do you got anything before I say my ending? You got anything to say?
I do not. Thanks for having me. I was glad to be here. Had a great time talking to Bill, talking about his business, and look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow night.
Yep. Like I said, tomorrow night, 7:00 Eastern, we're going to have Team Rubicon on. I'm super excited about that one. That one's been a long one in the making, to get them on because they're so busy with everything they do. Team Rubicon. Yeah. So, but like I say, always stay safe out there. And I got your six. Welcome to Homefront Sit Rep. I hope you're in for a great show today because I'm just a veteran talking about what's on my mind and maybe yours.
You can find Homefront Sit Rep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can also check out Homefront Sit Rep's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting.